Imagine waking up in a world where music isn't just entertainment, not just background noise, not just art, but power. In this reality, every note, every lyric, every beat has the ability to directly control your emotions. The moment you hear a song, it overrides your feelings. There's no choice, no filter, no resistance. Music becomes not only the soundtrack of your life, but the driver of your mood, your thoughts, and maybe even your actions. Think about it. A sad song wouldn't just make you a little melancholic, it would overwhelm you with grief, pulling tears from your eyes whether you wanted to cry or not. A joyful, upbeat track would make you burst into laughter and positivity, even if you just experienced the worst day of your life. A heavy, aggressive song could fuel unstoppable rage, pushing you toward violence, even if you were a peaceful person at heart. This new relationship with music would completely reshape society. Governments might quickly recognize the power and seize control of it. Propaganda wouldn't just be speeches or posters anymore. It would be broadcast music, strategically chosen to fill entire populations with loyalty, fear, or compliance. Riots could be stopped with a single broadcast of calm, soothing melodies. Wars could be fought, not with weapons, but with speakers blasting battle anthems strong enough to turn hesitation into bloodlust. Corporations, too, would use music as the ultimate marketing tool. Imagine walking through a mall where every store carefully chooses tracks that force you into desire, happiness, or even addiction. That catchy jingle on TV wouldn't just stick in your head. It would force you to feel hungry, thirsty, or desperate for the product being sold. Brands wouldn't just advertise, they would program you through sound. But beyond politics and business, the personal consequences would be just as dramatic. Music would no longer be a form of self-expression, but a kind of emotional drug. People might start building playlists the way we use medicine today. A track to boost confidence before a job interview, a melody to numb grief after heartbreak, a rhythm to push through a workout, a lullaby to guarantee sleep. Musicians wouldn't just be artists, they would be doctors, therapists, or maybe even manipulators. Of course, it wouldn't all be positive. Imagine sitting in a cafe, sipping your coffee, when suddenly a sad ballad plays through the speakers and you're crushed under the weight of despair. Or you're driving, and a station switches to aggressive music, flooding you with rage that makes you slam the wheel and scream at strangers. People could weaponize music on a small scale, too. A neighbor could blast angry tracks at night to torment you. A jealous ex could play love songs to force old feelings to resurface. The potential for abuse would be endless. Concerts would transform into something unimaginable. No longer just the shared experience of sound, they would become massive emotional storms. Thousands of people would laugh, cry, scream, or dance in perfect unison, completely under the control of the music. Performers would essentially have the power to manipulate entire crowds with a single chord. Would concerts become the ultimate form of art, or terrifying displays of mass manipulation? Even relationships would change. Think of a couple arguing, one person turning on a love song to instantly soften the other's anger. Or imagine someone using music to force feelings of passion that aren't genuine. In this world, how could you ever trust your emotions? Were they yours, or just the result of a song you heard? And then there's silence. In a reality where music controls your emotions, silence would become precious, sacred, a place of freedom where emotions truly belong to you. People might seek out silence the way we seek out vacations or therapy today, not to escape noise, but to escape control. The absence of music would be the only guarantee that your feelings are real. But here's the deeper question. If music controlled emotions so completely, would it still be considered art? Or would it be reduced to nothing more than a tool, a drug, or a weapon? Art thrives on interpretation, on the freedom to feel differently depending on who you are. If a song always forces the same emotion for everyone, every time, does it lose its beauty? Or does it become the most powerful form of communication humanity has ever known? In this world, music would no longer be a mirror of our emotions. It would become our emotions. And maybe, just maybe, we'd realize how fragile and valuable our inner freedom truly is. So, what do you think? Would music still be a gift, or would it be the most dangerous weapon we've ever created?